What's up, guys? Blade Master here, bringing you another Total War Attila online replay. This is another match from the round one of the new era tournament. And this is part of Total War Online TV. And if you don't know, that's a bunch of casters, me, Prussian Prince, and Maximus, who are going to be basically casting all the replays, or if not as many of the replays as we can from this tournament, and I will provide their links, their YouTube links in the description, and also the rules and the brackets will be provided in the description as well, or in the comments. So this match is going to be played between NNS Wingman, or Wingman from the NNS clan, versus Killerfisch from the TWR clan. So a bit of background about Killerfisch. Apparently he was one of the best Shogun 2 players. Of course, I didn't play Shogun 2 multiplayer. He wasn't present during Total War Rome 2, I think just part of the many number of players who didn't like Rome 2 multiplayer. But he's come back for Total War Attila, and it looks like he's playing in some tournaments as well. And yeah, Wingman is a fellow tournament player. I've fought him a couple of times before, and I've also recorded one of our matches, and I'll post the link in the description for that as well. So this is for the new era tournament. In this matchup, Wingman has taken the Saxons, and Killerfisch has taken the Visigoths. So it's going to be a tough ask for Wingman to try and win this, because the Saxons really aren't a match to a Visigothic army. But it depends on the two builds that they've brought. So Wingman has brought a total of 2 Warhounds. These are the super cheap Warhounds, if I'm not mistaken, cost only 100 talents. He's brought a total of 6 Nordic Horse Lords, which is the cavalry mainstay of any Nordic build, or in this case Saxon build. He's brought a total of 6 Hearthguard, and he's given each of them a double silver chevron. And he's brought a total of 3 Nordic Axe Warriors with a Nordic Raid Leader General. The Nordic Raid Leader General is not a choice that I would honestly suggest many people bring, simply because, as you can see here, while they are they have a double-handed axe which gives them a bonus versus infantry, they are just too susceptible to Germanic Archer Fire, or any Archer Fire for that instance. So here, this is a very smart play by Wingman here. He's just, he used the Warhounds to trap the Germanic Horsemen for Killerfisch, and then charged in with his Nordic Horse Lords, and that tactic worked here. But here, Killerfisch is wisely pulling back with his cavalry. Hold on one second, you guys. Alright, sorry about that. So, Germanic Horsemen here pulling away from Killerfisch. You can see they've already taken a casualty from those dogs. And here, these Germanic Horsemen just taking so many casualties while trying to pull away from the Nordic Horse Lords. Here, the Nordic Horse Lords weren't able to catch them simply because they had to run through their own soldiers. And I still have no idea why my computer is lagging here. And now it's fine, whatever. So here, this Germanic Horseman is going to be destroyed. Oh, actually, let's go ahead and pause this, because I haven't reviewed Killerfisch's army. It's a pretty standard Visigothic army. 4 Germanic Archers, 6 Gothic Palatina Defectors behind them, 1 Gothic Volksman unit, and a Germanic Nobles General. A couple of Germanic Spearmen, highly questionable choice. Total of 4 Germanic Horsemen and 1 Noble Germanic Horseman. Kind of a below average build from Killerfisch, to be honest. The Noble Germanic Horsemen don't really need to be taken. Actually, they actually, that's a smart choice, to be honest, because the Noble Germanic Horsemen will do well with their incorrigibility against the fear effect of the Nordic Horse Lords. Here, the Nordic Horse Lords charging in, going to take some casualties, but destroying a Gothic Palatina Defector, and he needs that. Wingman needs that absolutely, because those Hearthguard will not do well otherwise. Here, Hearthguard taking some casualties against the onrushing Germanic Horsemen. And here, Nordic Horse Lords seem to have gotten a pretty decent charge onto the Germanic Horsemen. So just from the initial engagements, Killerfisch has got a huge disadvantage here, though Nordic Horse Lords pulling back after not causing many casualties. The Hearthguard need to come into support pretty quickly here. These Nordic Horse Lords will actually do decently now, because all of the precursor javelins for the Gothic Volksmen have been eliminated. And here, the Germanic Spearmen are going to die. Gothic Palatina Defectors will not do well against Nordic Axe Warriors. They do not like that. And here, very smart play from Wingman. He's going to charge in with his Nordic Axe Warriors and just devastate the Germanic Spearmen on the charge. They will do so well. And they will actually be able to support this very effectively. And I think he's coming in for a 3rd charge with his Nordic Horse Lords and going to just completely destroy these Gothic Palatina Defectors. Killerfisch has just completely refused to use attacking Testudo on these units. Of course, attacking Testudo, if he used them in their current depth, it wouldn't really affect them. But if he pulled them closer, increased their rank, and then turned on attacking Testudo, they would actually brace pretty effectively. Here, Germanic Horsemen trying to waver. And where's the Noble Germanic Horseman? Here, Germanic, Gothic Palatina, and here I think the Noble Germanic is over here. Destroyed the Nordic Horse Lords. But in general, it looks very very uncomfortable for Killerfish. He's not doing the right things here. He needs to be firing into the Nordic raid leader general. That is your biggest target. You can see they've already taken some casualties, and then these Hearthguard, who actually have excellent morale, actually will not. I don't think they would actually. I don't think they'd rout immediately, but it would be a smart choice to destroy the general in general. Here, the Nordic Axe Warrior is going to charge in. The Gothic Palatina defectors are in Testudo, so that'll give them a bonus for his infantry. But that's not that's not what you should be doing against a unit that has such a potent charge as the Nordic Axe Warriors. You should instead just be counter charging, especially since the Gothic Palatina themselves have a pretty decent charge bonus of 37 themselves. So yeah, these Nordic Axe Warriors just running train on these guys, just completely destroying them. And I think the Nordic Axe Warriors honestly are probably going to win the match for Wingman. Here the Hearthguard have taken care of the Gothic Palatina Defector and the Germanic Spearman. Here Nordic Raid Leader going to charge into these Gothic Palatina. It looks like, yeah, Gothic Palatina are destroyed. Germanic archers should have been doing this right from the start, and Killerfish should have been pulling back immediately. Uh, that said, very well played by Wingman by using his dogs well. You can see the Nordic Raid starting to take some casualties, but just too little too late for Killerfish. This match has been decisively won by Wingman. Very well played to him against someone who's known to be a veteran in the multiplayer scene. And here Germanic Nobles, they're not going to do much. They're a very cheap general unit and just won't affect the game much at all. Noble Germanic Horsemen, let's see how well they've done. 49 kills, they've basically killed off a lot of those Nordic Horse Lords. But besides that, haven't really affected the match. Killerfish was on the back foot this entire game, and I think he just crumbled to the charge of the Saxons. And considering that the Saxons are such an inferior faction compared to a powerful faction like the Visigoths, you can't compliment Wingman enough. He did really really well in this game. Pretty much a perfect example of how you would want to use a Nordic a Nordic army or a Saxon army in this sense. Just incredibly well played. Um, just multiple charges from his Nordic horse lords, used his war dogs to catch the enemy Germanic horsemen, which meant that his Nordic horse lord could then charge in and catch them, and then used his Nordic axe warriors so effectively. It's tough to use Nordic axe warriors effectively, especially in a game where cavalry one cavalry charge will destroy them. And that said, Killerfish didn't bring enough cavalry. I think the cavalry max for this game was 8, and considering that Wingman himself only brought 6, Killerfish could have easily won this game if he brought 8 cavalry and then got some charges onto the Nordic Axe Warriors. But that I shouldn't even say that, because that's kind of like just throwing shit at Wingman's otherwise excellent display. Played very very well. The Nordic Axe Warriors did brilliantly, and the Hearthguards surprisingly actually did well. You guys got to know that Hearthguard, if they got charged at by Gothic Palatina, were destroyed. They're going to be. I mean, I guess a double silver chevron would increase their staying power a bit, but I just don't rate Hearthguard, especially compared to Gothic Palatina defectors, who are some of the best infantry in the game. Gothic Falksmen could have done a lot better. Germanic Spearmen, absolute waste. Waste of 900 talents bringing them. Germanic Horsemen were also pretty much wasted by Killerfish, although to be honest, he didn't. After he made that one mistake, he couldn't have really pulled it back. Again, very very well played to Wingman, and this was a really fun. I think this is the most fun battle that I've seen in the new era so far. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed this replay, and stay tuned for more. Peace.